Okay, it is 5 o'clock, and we will call this special meeting to consider an update to the COVID mitigation plan to order. So at first, I need an adoption and a motion to adopt the agenda.
So move, Goodburn.
Thank you. Second?
Second, Stratton.
All right, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, Dr. Hubbard is joining us by phone, and I believe, hello, Dr. Hubbard. And I believe that she has asked Dr. Gilhouse to provide a brief overview of the action items under consideration. Is that correct, Dr. Hubbard?
I'm actually going to do it if you guys can hear me okay.
You bet.
All right. So are we ready for the item?
We are.
Okay. So after consultation with Johnson County Health Department, reviewing the CDC guidelines, and the review of other mitigation plans in our immediate area, our team arrived with two options, which is consistent with what we've done with other plans throughout this school year, and also didn't want to be forced to edit at the diet. So we have those two options for your consideration. Plan A, I want to talk a little bit about that. This option removes the illness threshold and increases the COVID threshold to 5% while leaving other mitigations in place. We're at 3% currently in our current plan, which is the lowest in the area. When speaking with JCDHE, they were comfortable with the 5% threshold for COVID. They also shared concerns that testing is down, and it appears the new variant could really spin up around the last part of April and into early May. And they also shared that masking for GI issues doesn't help anyone. Plan B. This option removes...
I'm sorry, hang on, Dr. Hubbard. Could we please... I'll ask you to be quiet so we can hear Dr. Hubbard speak, or you can step outside the room. Thank you. Go ahead, Dr. Hubbard.
Plan B. This option removes all masking requirements but leaves other mitigations in place. JDHE states this is a risky option as they believe we will see a large spike in late April and early May. We did not include an option around CDC guidance as their guidance is based on community spread and would require universal masking. Our team did not see any way to use their recommendation and monitor on a building-by-building basis, and we believe that that is important. We are not supportive of a universal mask mandate at this time. Our team can support either recommendation before you today. It has never been a choice between good or bad, right or wrong. Every choice we've made so far has had consequences. We have right at 5 weeks of school left, and again, our number one goal is to keep kids safely learning in school. So with that, I will turn it over to you, President Sinclair.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. So I will now, the way I'd like to move forward is I would now like to seek a motion, and if seconded, then we can kind of move on to any questions.
I'll move approval Plan A.
Okay, all right, Mrs. Goodburn.
And for those, Plan A is the one with the 5% threshold for COVID.
Second, Borgman.
Okay, all right, so now we have an opportunity to ask questions. Does anybody have questions about Plan A?
I'd like to
Okay.
make a motion to amend, and my motion to amend would take it to 10% from 5.
Second, Borgman.
Okay. So we would first need to vote on the amendment. Is there any questions about the amendment?
Just to clarify, all language remains the same, just the threshold is bumped up to 10%, Mr. Stratton?
Yes.
Thank you.
I would just have a question probably for Dr. Hubbard or somebody on the team, whether that's consistent with what we already have in place. Are we already not required by JCDHE to, something magical happens at 10% according to JCDHE? Can someone help me here? What is it?
sorry, I can't hear the question.
Sorry,
If we reach a 10% threshold rate for illness,
if we reach the current law is that if we reach the 10% threshold rate for any illness, be it COVID or lice or anything, that JCDHE shuts the school down?
There's an option that they may shut the school
Okay,
down. It's
thank
not
you.
automatic, but there is a possibility that they may step in and close the school.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I
So-
knew that number was triggering something for me.
I believe it's our reporting requirement at 10% for other illnesses. COVID has been a different threshold, but 10% for other illnesses is what we would report to the health department.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
On the amendment to increase? Okay, I've been
Roll
asked for
call,
a roll
yeah.
call. So we're voting on the amendment to Plan A to increase the threshold to 10% COVID cases. Okay,
All right, I'll call the roll. Dr. Sinclair?
no.
Sarah Goodburn?
No.
Jamie Borgman?
Yes.
April Boyd Nerona?
No.
Jessica Hembry?
No.
Heather Owsley?
no.
Brad Stratton?
Yes.
Okay, so motion fails on a count of 2 to 5, so we are back on Plan A. Are there any questions, other questions about Plan A as is?
Can I make a comment and not a question?
Okay,
I'm glad that there is something there still in place, but I'm a little concerned that with the lack of reporting, as folks take tests at home, we won't necessarily know what the rate is. So I have concerns about that. And I'm just putting out there that I have concerns about that for now. I don't know how else to address that.
okay. Are there any other questions? Okay, so I think we are ready to take a vote. All right,
Can I ask a clarifying question? So if this should fail, then how does option B look? So if this should fail, then you would seek a motion for Plan B? Is that or do you need a motion for Plan B on the table right now in order for us to discuss it? I'm just not sure in terms of the procedures, what this looks like moving forward.
well, if this motion didn't pass, then anyone could make a motion and it would need to be seconded for Plan B. My understanding is that if neither plan passes, we retain the current policy as it exists,
Okay, thank you.
because no change has been made.
I appreciate that.
Is that, okay? Okay. All right. Are we ready to vote? Okay. All in favor say.
roll call.
Roll call. Okay, roll call.
Dr. Sinclair?
Aye.
Sarah Goodburn?
Yes.
Jamie Borgman?
No.
April Boyd Nerona?
Yes.
Jessica Hembry?
Yes.
Heather Owsley?
No.
Brad Stratton?
No.
All right, so that motion passes on a vote of 4 to 3, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I believe that concludes, unless anybody would like to make an explanation of vote, I believe that concludes our special meeting.
I can explain my vote, if that's okay.
You bet.
I appreciate this, and I did not know if I was going to be voting yes or no for it, because I really wanted there to still be something in place to provide mitigation so kids can stay in school. It is more loose than I'm comfortable with, and so I would have preferred to retain the policy that we had, but I appreciate everyone's discussion this evening, and that there were board members who could support mitigating measures tonight. So thank you. That's all.
President Sinclair,
Yes.
I just want to clarify that with the passing of Plan A, all schools that are currently masked will be unmasked effective tomorrow. because nobody is masked due to COVID. So I just want to be clear about that, and our communications team, our building principals will communicate with those buildings that are currently masked. So as of tomorrow, no one will be masked because we have nobody at a 5% COVID rate. Dr. Ziegler, can you please confirm?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, meeting adjourned.